low fidelity zone.
Traptendo.
What is going on, guys? DJ Av here. Smash that like button as I get all kinds of text messages. DJ Av here, and today we have HY plugins. HY-LOFI. It is a Win plugin for Windows. No Mac version, unfortunately. Not many free VSTs or AU plugins for Mac users. However, you can go to the playlist for Free Download Friday on my channel, and there is a plugin called Isotope Vinyl, which I'm going to be showing in this video as well. Let's go into the installation process. Enough talking of that. So I've already downloaded HY-LOFI to my computer. It is on my desktop right now because the installation process is a bit different from your normal setup execution files, which it does not have a setup execution file. What you would do is once you see this zip file in front of you, you will right click on it, and then you'll choose extract file, so that way you'll be able to extract the file into the appropriate folder. From there, you select your adequate VST plugins folder. Since I'm using 64-bit Windows, I'd rather use a 64-bit plugin versus 32, though I have that option to do both in FL Studio. So I will select that, press OK. It will go through all of the tidbits there, and it says I have it. That's weird. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and say yes and overwrite it. From there, go on your DAW. Some DAWs pre-scan VSTs before it opens up the DAW, so you can get to it. NFL, it's a little different. You will just have to go to Manage Plugins, your plugin manager, and then start to scan. And then, just wait until it's finished completing that process. It says storing presets. But that's weird. I didn't know I actually had this. I know I haven't covered it because I have looked already. Also, shout out to both Bama Boys Entertainment for showing me Isotope Vinyl, even though I already covered it, and it's all good. I do appreciate those guys who offer me things for Free Download Friday, because it's getting massively difficult because I have covered a lot of good free plugins, and I'm trying to avoid the ones that are not so great. So here we go. We got HY-LOFI. Select that. I have a track. I played it on the stream yesterday. I've been working on it. I even went as far as going through the whole entire creation process during a stream. So I'm going to go and look for HY-LOFI, pull that song gun up, and here it is. I'm going to play the track. I do have Isotope Vinyl running right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and mute that as well. And I'm going to pull up HY-LOFI. There we go. From here, I'm going to go ahead and detach it because, I want it on the screen at all times. And we're going to hear how it sounds. So here it comes. 3, 2, 1. You kind of could hear the bit crushing and distortion in this already, but I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, shit. My bad. Let me go ahead and just select it again. There we go. Here we go. So, all right, we got it again, and we're gonna go and so off top, you can hear what is going on with it. You can hear some of the bit crushing and whatnot, and I will go into a full explanation of it, as I will explain how lo-fi works in terms of how it's processed. I have before, but if you listen to how low it is right now, you'll hear the little bits of distortion characteristics. Right now it's bypassed, and I'm going to unbypass it, and you'll see it. This will turn green. So you can hear some of it working right now. I have not messed with any of the parameters, but you can actually hear the wee bit of bit crush that's in there. And how low fidelity works is that it crushes down the bit rate. It's a form of compression that was used on tapes and stuff like that for early computers, when you had like regular tapes, cassette tapes that you would stick into the computer so you could load up the DOS or the main data frame, so that it will load the program, where you would access the program by typing different kinds of protocol. Something that I had to go through in school and stuff like that, because that was one of my things that I do, is technical and C++ and a whole bunch of other stuff that you probably don't care about. So I'm gonna turn it down a little bit so you can actually hear me, and I'm gonna mess with the bit rate right here. As you can see, you have added white noise. That functions much like how isotope vinyl works. You also have different modes. Mode 2. So as you can see, from attenuating it or moving the parameter now to the left, you get a lot more white noise and a lot more bit resolution crushing, because it is downgrading every file so that it can fit. In early computer processing or whatnot, we didn't have we didn't have the pleasure of 1 gigabyte or 1 terabyte is what basically is the standard now for memory. Back then, if you had 32 megabytes, you was balling. Around in 90 something, 95, I think I had a 500 megabyte hard drive, and boy, I thought I was balling, but I wasn't. But it is what it is. Right down here in the quality area, you have different algorithms, of course, the different ways of how the noise or bit resolution will work, so that way that you would hear the noise ping-ponging, or the way it will modulate towards the quantization of the bit crush. As simple as this plugin is, it actually has some pretty cool things about it. You can shape the drive. Wow, that's actually really destructive, and I'm all about that. So this could be very ideal for you guys that really like to mess with your 808s and stuff like that. So I can go ahead, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make quick work right here of this. In FL Studio, you can do you can left click on the arrow of the plugin that's in your certain particular bus, and you could slide it over to whatever track you want and it will, you know, take the properties that was last done in that, and we're gonna go and focus mainly on the 808 here, seeing that, you know, 808s ain't going nowhere, so for a minute. So we're gonna go to the 808 part, and I'm gonna highlight it because I wanted to play this part. And I am going to there we go. And I'm going to raise the volume. And from here, I'm going to slightly turn down. We're going to mess with the 808. And from that 808, we're not gonna big crush it, but we're gonna mess with the drive, because I've heard some things in there I like. Press it down. I'll press on that. And if you pay attention to the oscilloscope over here, you can see how the bass is being formed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to solo to the bass, and we're going to mess with it. And you can see the original waveform, and I'm going to go back to its original. It's more or less a mixture of a sine and a square waveform, which is giving that continuous punch that, you know, everybody likes about that plug 808. I mean, that plug 808. So we're gonna go and raise it, and there you get it. That's a good representation of what distortion does. Distortion, not 100% of the time, is going to make things louder, as it will reshape that waveform so you hear a different kind of a tone out of your 808s. But in this instance, it is, of course, since one of the distortion characteristics is that it's shaping the waveform into a louder spectrum, it is going to be a little bit louder. It even peaks when I raise it. Of course, I can do things like shrink the overall waveform by using the out. You know, you have you can kind of counterbalance it. It looks like it's a little bit of a parallel signal, so that I get a summing of the original and the summing of the end result of the processing, which results in a different shape of the 808. Now again, we can reimagine it with different shapings. Of course, it's not going to always be pleasurable, but you always got to mix to your taste. And that actually sounds good. I really like that one, because it sticks out more in the mix, but it's not overbearing, give or take, again, if I'm mixing it correctly. That's shape 2, and that's shape 3. If I was to bring more of the musical aspect in there. Add the sample back in there. All right, last but not least, and you know, giving us comparisons to isotope vinyl. Of course, isotope vinyl still has its place within low fidelity, because again, isotope vinyl focuses more on like some of the features of what low fidelity would work in from a vinyl standpoint, as far as like warp depth and all of that, and different noises, mechanical noises, wear, electrical noises, and dust and scratch. And again, I have done a free download Friday for this, and as far as like being able to warp and the speed of your warping within the RPMs, which means revolutions per minute, and then to all the way to how old you want your record to be, to how thin the signal will be. Now, the difference, as you can see, the difference in this is that this focuses clearly on bit crushing in general and driving. Now, a lot of plugins that cost money really don't have the quality of HY-LOFI, and I really think this is good. Surprisingly, you know, I thought, you know, because of the GUI itself is so simple, I sometimes, you know, disregard of how simple a GUI could be, but how effective it is and how does it sound. That's all that really matters, I guess, when it comes to what it is as far as your effect. I mean, not guess, but no. But anyways, yeah, hopefully you like this video. I know I chatted for a minute. I do apologize for that because I know you guys hate that shit. So thank you guys for watching. Pardon the curse words. I'm DJ Av. Y'all have a good day. I'm going to hit y'all with that stamp again. Turn down a little bit and hit y'all with music. Or, well, we are out of here. Later, guys. Peace.
Trap Tendo.